Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Voice from Ukraine. Uh, Here with my co-host, my partner, my cousin, Oleksandr Bolbirer. Last night was another terrible night. There was a lot of attacks. Alexander was has lived through a lot, but he said this one was pretty bad. Why don't you jump into it? Tell us what happened. I know a lot of people have been reporting on that last night. There was a lot of attacks. I know me and you were speaking offline. You told me there was one literally a mile away from you. Like, I can't even imagine. Can you give us a feeling what you went through?
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all. If I'll just walk you through it a little bit. Then I'll get to the horrors of it. It's like it started like 11 and change. First siren, ballistics, warning of ballistics, then disappeared. And then everything was quiet. Then again, warning of ballistics, then disappeared. And then next thing you know, it's coming from all over the place. Within maybe 5 minutes, eight explosions and loud, one after another, then quiet. Then from a different angle, another. There was 70 rockets. Every rocket that they had, they fired. And the Shahed, which are going over 400 miles an hour right now, the new ones. And then the attacks been going on all night until until the early morning, and then daytime also. Sirens nonstop, and through my sources, that they even upload half of what they prepared. So there is a possibility it could be. See, the 24th is the day of independence of Ukraine. It's the biggest holiday, and before this, there's 4 days left. So they always attack on this day. So, this time it's early, and they're hitting the food supplies. They changed. Last year they were hitting electric heat. This time they're hitting food supplies. I mean, you walk into the store, the stores are rearranged. There is not enough. I can't even imagine what's going to happen later. Uh, this is really illegal what they're doing. They want to starve people. They want people to live. And
It's crazy. Crazy. Meanwhile, JD Vance is asking Zelensky to stop attacking Russian oil refineries deep inside Russia. I mean, you can't make this shit up. It just pisses me off to such a degree that they're doing it. I mean, Alex. I mean, this is folks. I just want you to show you. This is what every day,
every night,
every day,
but
every
there is
night.
no space.
There's already no space in the. I mean, these are tunnels, folks. These are literally, just think about, hey, trajectory. And hey, everyone, by the way, I'm sorry we jumped right into it. Welcome. Come on in, guys. And thank you all for being here, supporting us, joining us, and all the things you help us. We're going to get into some incredible stuff. Alexander has been through these attacks, has been able to do it, and we'll talk about. But just think about every
By the
day.
way,
Yeah. Go ahead.
by
Go
the
ahead.
way, that first one, just because we already went through it. The first one, the big
Let
fires.
me go back. Let me go back to it. Let me go
Okay,
back
but
to
this first one, this is Red Cross. This is
this.
the
They
hub
hit.
of Red
And
Cross,
this is a Red Cross facility in Ukraine, folks. So
and
I
you
just
see it direct hit by the rockets. And this is go ahead, Lo, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you didn't. You keep going. I mean, this is exactly, and I
Okay.
apologize. This is, just think about it.
But
Red Cross facility, not that Russians are hitting. These are facilities that are aimed to help Ukrainians. Not These are not military facilities. And by the way, Alex, I'm just sorry to Betsy. God bless you for Betsy's first donation to our Give Go Send. Folks, you're gonna. part of what we were going to do today, and we will do in a little bit, is talk about the show is supposed to be meant specifically. We wanted to do about the animals, the forgotten little creatures that we to some of them, to some of us are like kids and family that Alex has been for the past week. Doing things and helping out and trying to put together a life support system for them. So you'll see in the chat, Jay and Ludmila are putting up a give, send, go. That is strictly set up to help the pets that are in Ukraine, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I want to do a shout out to Betsy. Thank you so much already for all of that, for your donation, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But before we speak about the pets and the animals and the forgottens, because we won't, we want to talk about what happened overnight because it's extremely important. As you could see, the attacks onto Kiev, Ukraine are being hit very hard. They're being hit also on humanitarian aid facilities like the Red Cross, which Alex said this is not a military facility. This is last night. This is what people are, Ukrainian people. This is a daily, not, this is not like a once in a blue moon type of thing. People are working, people are trying to go to school. Kids right there is sitting there trying to, I don't know, either doing homework or social media. And this is like a community. This is where they go to sleep, because every night it's getting worse and worse. And the reason why it's getting also worse and worse, not only because the strikes are getting worse and worse, but it's also getting worse and worse because Ukraine is out of Patriot missiles, and Donald Trump has did what he started to do when he came into office, is stop sending Patriot missiles to the Ukraine. They've had from the prior administration. Europe has been sending, but now you could see the results, because prior to this, most of them, these attacks, we would be hearing, wouldn't be as much casualties as we're seeing now, and we wouldn't see the same amount of direct hits that we're seeing now. And that's because the Ukraine right now is literally left completely on their own, to deal with it. And they're still fighting. I mean, they're still continuously not only fighting for survival, but they're attacking, like we did our last show, attacking deep inside of Ukraine, Russia, but not Russian facilities where people live, not Russian homes, not Russian daycare centers, but Russian oil depots. Facilities that hurt their banking systems, things that are strategical. And here we're seeing the opposite. So folks, if you can, there's also, as you could see there's a QR code here. It's a give, send, go. Those of you that want to help the people of Ukraine, for the help that we're there, you could do the QR code or go to the dry give, guess, send, go, and help deliver dignity shower packs. That's for the people of Ukraine, but that's happening right now. This is some more. Alex, tell us about this right here, video. This is a very gruesome for folks.
This is what
Yeah.
happened is that this new Korean missiles, they are different. They're different. They are more advanced. They're updated. During the war, they got updated. And for these people over here, all the sirens almost sounded the same time the missile came, because there is so little of the warning, and these are the results. It hit the residential buildings. There, I'm not going to go into the numbers. I'm not going to go into the numbers. But it's high. The numbers are high, and I'll give you the. Actually, I'm going to give you the quote. I have to read this. Give me 1 second, because this was the statistic is here it is. Uh, in Kiev, every third building is damaged. The Klitschko said.
Wow.
His was saying that destruction, different type of destruction of 4,000 buildings out of 12,000 in Kiev. 4,000 have been destructed in some way. Either they got blown up, or they just lost the windows, or the balconies got broken. or whatever. But third of Kiev is already destructive in some way. And
That's crazy.
just to add to what you said, because Vance asked not to hit the oil fields, every day that pump is pumping in Russians, before you know it, there is a missile flies and kills people. So how can anybody stop us to do that? How can anybody ask us to do that? And I can't even explain how, how can you be a human being and just forget about human beings, because uh, the way you move strategically in the between the world and set up your deals and everything, and you forget about human life. But you know what? Everybody has to answer it sooner or later, for every soul.
That's right. And this is more than just, folks, an attack in Ukraine. This is an attack. There's a much bigger play playing out here that I just want to touch on. You know, we're going to do a special about this later on and talk about it. Because today, again, I wanted to concentrate just on the animals, but because of what happened overnight and the attacks, folks, I just wanted to talk about it. So we're going to do a special show, and I'm also going to have Jason Smart on. Maybe Olga will join us, and some other, maybe Ken Harbaugh. We're going to talk about the overall play that's happening right now, because you're hearing now all of a sudden Korean missiles more and more in Ukraine. You're seeing that Trump has stopped participation in games with South Korea. There's a lot of things that are taking place simultaneously that are about to enter the world sphere because of what Donald Trump has done by going into Iran, by what he's done by opening up our weaknesses, by showing the United States, just like Russia, Ukraine has been able to exploit all of Russia's weaknesses during this war and show that and the world now is realize that Russia is not that big, huge, strong, bare, and powerful army. That there are weaknesses and there's a way to fight it, and that's why we're seeing the drones and all this new technology. Same thing happened with the United States and Iran by showing, yes, we have the most powerful army in the world, but do we want to go right now, start World War III, risk our kids going over, dying overseas over what? What are we really fighting over? What is really happening? But what really is happening, folks, is what me and Alex have been talking about offline, and his sources and my sources. Trust me, we're on the ground and confirming a lot of the same things that we're going to start seeing soon. A North Korea movement onto South Korea, and a simultaneously China going on to Taiwan. Because think about it, and who's going to be there to stop him? Who's going to be there to interfere? Because what the only thing that stopped all of this from happening for the past 50, 60 years has been the United States and NATO. Today, there is no NATO really, and there is no United States. NATO is being tested on the borders. Think about what there was a special report Olga did with Julia Rodritsky. Those of you that seen about what the attacks and how they're testing NATO around Kaliningrad. Putin's doing this to see how NATO reacts. These are all testing stuff, folks. This is not attacks yet. This is all testing for the big one to come. Because what Donald Trump, as we've been talking about, they want to divide the country. They've spoken about and they're doing it. So, folks, there's a lot more to talk about that. There's a lot more to talk about what's happening. We're going to have another special probably tomorrow, maybe. But today, I want to bring it back and talk about, for those of you that are joining us late, folks, slam those hearts. Make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, join the conversation. It's extremely important for the algorithm. Share it with your friends. Subscriptions are for free, please, especially our Voice from Ukraine platform. There is nothing there will be paid on here. Everything is for free. All of it, by becoming a paid subscriber is a way for you to donate and help contribute to our cause, to this platform, because that's how, Alexander, that's how we are able to keep this platform alive. But the information is there because the number one cause for this platform is to make sure to get all this information out, to make sure the world sees what's actually happening. So for the past several weeks, Alexander has been working and trying to find different places, and in the midst of being attacked, in the midst of delivering dry shower packs to a lot of people that are needing it, in the midst of trying to protect his own family, he has been looking for where we could, as a community from Voice of Ukraine, because a lot of you, just like us, are animal lovers. We love our pets, we love our dogs, we love our cats, we love, I mean, in my household, I have so many kids that I've gone through. We from reptiles to cats to pigs to hamsters to you name it. The Parnas family, we've had it. So we are animal lovers. I love animals. Jay, my right hand, she's a hardcore animal lover. Alex, I think, has two or three dogs himself. I remember. I'll give you a quick story. He won't tell you himself, but I'll never forget, and this is how crazy it is, and this is how much we love our dogs and our animals, and how much they're like kids. So, Alex, if you don't mind, I'm going to do a little story time with Lev that has to
Yeah.
do with you, brother. So, I'm going to take you guys back to when Ukraine just got attacked in 2022, and everybody was running for their lives. Nobody knew where to go. Eventually, Alexander had to evacuate. He grabbed the only things he could grab. He left his whole everything he had to his name behind. Grabbed his daughter, grabbed his wife, grabbed his two suitcases. I'll never forget, because we were working with a group that was going to help him get to Lvov, which was the western part of Ukraine, which was on the borderline of Poland, which was the safest place where the attack was not coming in at the time. And as we're making arrangements for, because it wasn't like you could go in one car. What was going on, there was like cars, whoever had a car would just fill up families, and they would write kids on the, and they would just drive, hopefully not to get bombarded. It was like craziness, I can't even explain to you. And I'll never forget, we arranged a car to pick Alexander up and his daughter and his wife, and there was two other families that were going to be in that car. And Alexander turns around to me and says, "And I have two dogs." I said, "What do you mean you're taking your dogs?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "We have cuz." He goes, "Remember the dog you gave my your niece, my daughter? Because when I was in Ukraine for a holiday, I gave her a little dog. What she called Rosa, right? Rosa, Rosa.
Yeah,
She
bro.
called it
Yeah.
Rosa. Remember?"
Clear. Yeah. Little
Rosa,
clear.
a little Rosa. I bought it for her. I gave it to her, and and she then had babies, and they kept the baby. You kept the baby, right, Alex? So you had, so he had two, and I'm calling this people that are supposed to drive Alexander and his family to Lvov, and they're like saying, "We can't take the dogs. I mean, we have to figure out a different way. We can't take the dogs. There's no room." Made a whole. It was very difficult. I'll never forget how you turned down going in that place because of the dogs. Your daughter, your family, your all, and we waited for another car. You went through another car, but the story does not end there, folks. That was just the beginning to the story. Because then when Alexander got to Lvov, they were staying in a family. It's not like they were staying in hotels, or they were staying in families that were taking them in at the time, and they were staying there. So there was like four or five families staying at, like, say, a two-bedroom apartment or a three-bedroom house or something like that, and they were all staying there. And this family took Alexander in with the dogs, and as I can't even explain to you. I'll never forget that phone call. I mean, this is crazy, but I remember like yesterday, I get the call from my sister, Ludmila. She's on here right now saying, "You got to call Alex. He's losing it." I go, "What happened?" He goes, "One of the dogs ran away, and Alex has been out for past 16 hours searching for the dog all over in the middle of bombs, in the middle of snow up to what's it called? And he's out there and they don't know what to do. And Alexander's daughter is not eating, crying, like, it's a whole thing. And I'll never forget, because I called you up and you found her. You found
Mhm.
her and you brought her home. It took you 20 hours of searching all over. You found her, you brought her home, and you came back. I mean, I still never forget that story, and I just wanted to share it with everybody, how important animals are to us. So when Jay said to me, "Boss, can we do something for the animals?" You didn't have to pull my leg too hard. I mean, that was something special to us. I'm going to play a little video here that Alex did. We put together over the past several days. Alexander has been working with this facility here, and we're going to talk a little bit more. But let me play the video, Alex, and then maybe you could tell us a little bit about what this is after we play it,
Like, is there a
folks.
way you can play the video with the sound?
Yeah, I'll play with the sound. Yes. Oh, you want me to play without? I'll play with the sound. Let everybody watch it, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah,
It's
and
two
then
minutes.
we'll
Yeah.
talk about it.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Here we go.
Hi, this is Alex Voice from Ukraine. I'm here in this shelter. I don't think I've ever been surrounded with so many dogs. So we brought them thousands of. Hi, this is Alex Voice from Ukraine. I'm here in this shelter. I don't think I've ever been surrounded with so many dogs.
Whatever.
So we brought them thousands of bags of dog food, and I think I'm being attacked. These are all the dogs that were brought here from the poor front lines, and they have nowhere else to be, and these people help them. All the dogs behind me, we brought them some food, and now it looks like one of the dogs is already saying thank you. He's protecting the car. Look at this. The dog is sitting, protecting the car while everything's open. So you see, there's this place like in the middle of nowhere, and there are a lot of stray dogs here. So whenever they come here, you see military guys bringing in all the time. People from the cities that live and leave the dogs behind. Other people bring them in. So this is basically what it is. And somebody got to care about it. And I guess it's all together. It doesn't make a difference. Life is a life, and we do our best to help every life. This is the shelter that we're going to be helping, and we're going to be bringing more dog food and so on. Thank you for standing with Ukraine. Thank you for helping. Alex, voice from Ukraine, from Kiev. Slava Ukraini.
Oh my
This
God.
video brought me back there. I mean, I felt.
I almost started tearing up right now. I swear to you, Alex. Too, first I want to say to you, a lot of people in the chat were saying it also. You could tell when you saw all those dogs that come up and start kissing you, attacking you. The one thing I could tell, I always use my dogs as a signal for whenever a good person or a bad person, because dogs could tell. They sniff it. They right on know. Like if there's a good person, bad. To see them all run up to you, they knew you were bringing them help, and it was just amazing to see. And you want to tell us a little bit about before that your trip and mission before I tell them the
uh,
plans we have for there.
well, I've been going through a lot of different places, and this is not the beginning. I start helping dog shelters in 2022, in the spring of 20 in April of 2022,
Yeah, I remember that.
on
Right.
on the other side of Kiev. And but over there is more organized. We got more money because we had the jam at the time, and jam was we brought them food, and we helped them build the little cages for the dogs and everything. So it was organized, but it was huge. It was about 10 times bigger than this. And then when I started doing missions, every time I would load up trucks, I would have my tundra with the flatbed. It would be loaded with bags of dog food. because every city in the Donetsk region, everywhere we went, there were stray dogs, and we took care of people, but we got to take care of dogs. So I always took care of dogs then. And now, I mean, we help the kids. We have the medical kids all winter. We've been doing that, and they all have dogs too. So we brought some food there. But I said, let's find a shelter that really that nobody thinks about it that much. That it's far away, and it's like almost. Energy they want me to get there. I went there the first time. I went up where the explosion went, with all the warehouses got hit. So I'm like,
Crazy.
let me get. So then I went up there and there was this bridge that was like half of it was missing. So if I miss it by this much, my car would do this part of it
Crazy.
would be off the bridge. So I had to get out, find the angle, and then I went through it. I mean, like like when you ride on the snow with the skis on Double Diamond. So anyway, so I went up and then you have to go through the woods and everything with like a bad roads, and I feel like my bottom is touching the ground. So then I finally got there, and when I got there, I saw so many dogs, and it was like like a light at the end of the tunnel. Like then all this was for nothing, and these people are like they like one of these animals. I mean, they care for them. People bring if some meat wasn't sold, they bring them there. They boil them and stuff. But then you dog with them, and we hoping to get them maybe some cages because there is
Yeah,
so much.
let me bring everybody up to speed because I know there a lot of people we have in our chat that are asking questions. So this way I could just so folks, what Alexander is telling you about is when the war started, he was able to help out a lot of these groups because he was part of a bigger group called GEM, and they were getting help from Warren Buffett, so they were able to be more organized. And some of the stories, thanks to you, what we're planning on doing, we're not just planning on delivering food because I know Robin D had a great question, veterinary, because these animals, and when I say dogs, it's primarily a lot of dogs, but it's also dogs, cats. I know some of the
Cats,
people are asking
they have like
where the
thousand
cat.
cats.
We have over 1,000 cats there, also, folks. Exactly. It's not just dogs. There's cats, and there's all kinds of animals there.
That's
We
next
had a,
up.
the horses sometimes show up. I mean, these. This is a facility, basically. Some people that are gave their own, deserted land, their own land, and they're just keeping them doing what they can. So what we're planning on doing, and part of this gifts that go that we set up is to be able to help this people to build a facility there where we could border off so the dogs could have a place so they're not just running around, so they could have a veterinarian care, so we could have a veterinarian come out there and service the dogs, the cats, the animals, once a week, once a month, whatever the service needed to, so we could be able to give them shelter, that it's not just outside, to build some sort of shelter, to be able to and some of them to be able to find them homes. One of the things we're also talking about is there's a lot of adoption shelters, whatever we could do, but it's difficult and it's hard because it's war. There's kids that are dying, there's elderly that are dying, so a lot of people think about those things first, but we're gonna do what we can. Yes, we need to spray, neuter, everything. And I see all your comments, folks. It's all part of the plan. We have to start somewhere. You gotta build any building you build, you gotta build a foundation. So the first thing we did, Alexander, is found our foundation. This video, this group that you saw, this is going to be our foundation. This is going to be the Voice from Ukraine platform. These are people that are going to, we're going to help them. These are people like Alexander are explaining to you that are living for these. They eat whatever they have food on their table, they pass it on to their animals. Just think about in the middle of war, all of those spray. So we're going to help them build a facility. It's not going to be, unfortunately, top of the line. We're
Well,
not that big of an organization, but we will give them, we will help them make sure we already discussed with a group that will help us put shelter, so they have places where they could sleep, that is not just where they have to find, like, because right now it's like a big open facility and like a junkyard, that they have a lot of for it's a war, cars blown up, things. So so these animals, the dogs, the cats, and all of them, they basically find anywhere they can find shelter and stay around there. What we're going to do is we're going to try to help and partner up with other organizations, but help up and make it where these animals have a safe home and a safe place, with where they could not be freezing outside when it's going to be wintertime. It's coming, and that's why it's important that we start early now, because wintertime is coming. Oops, sorry about that. And wintertime is just think about what we went through this winter, and you saw of all the people we helped. We didn't even, I can't even think about what happened to a lot of these animals. And that's why it's important right now. Any donation will help. The more money we raise, the more things we could do, the more better, from getting them food, getting them veterinarian care, to building them facility to make sure that they are safe and sound when the winter comes. So that is our goal plan, folks, and that is what we're planning on doing, and not just by giving him food. So go ahead, Alex. I wanted to give, because I know a lot of people in the comments were asking, so I want to answer some of those questions.
sure,
Continue
no,
talking
no.
to us a little bit more about
But
this.
listen, if you want me to talk about dogs, the tape is not long enough. There is a lot of places. I mean, there is so many. I know this volunteer from the Donetsk region. She got evacuated, and she's holding, like, I think 20 cats and I think like 30 dogs in her house where she got evacuated. And I speak because I was there when I got when the drone hit us. So I remembered her pretty well. And we talking once in a while, and says, so what's up with your dogs? She says, well, I still got them. And I'm like, but and you know what she is? She's in Zaporizhia region. She's over there where it's constantly under attack and everything like that. And I guess her mother and her daughter, they take care of these animals. And I can tell you these stories one after another. I mean, there is so many that people, soldiers find kittens in the ruins. And I see pictures as they relax, they have these kittens with them. They save them, they grow, they make them grow. I mean, this tells you about Ukrainian people, that instead of with all these women that work there, they could have all been on a bus and working in some shelters in Europe, and sleep normal, live normal, smell good, don't smell like a dog, and everything else. But they choose in the middle of the war, like Lev said, and but they choose to give this. So I cannot even comprehend that. This is so deep. I mean, what you have to feel, and that's why every chance I get, I help them. I think about them as much as I think about soldiers that need help, because
I hear you.
this is important. Because plus, uh, we don't want these dogs on the street, because on the street, cities cannot have that. They can get poisoned, God forbid what. So we'd rather for them to be all in one place. And like Lev said, hopefully we'll start a line and post pictures of these dogs, and maybe some people want a pet, because
Well,
especially
that's what
explosion,
actually. Yeah, I was gonna say,
sometimes sometimes pet can dig you out, and so on. Pet is important right now,
Well, I was gonna
and
say, first of all, emotional support animals are incredible. I mean, nowadays, I tell you, I'll give you, even a story from my one of my sons. I mean, he loves my dog Peaches. Like, he can't go sleep without even having her with him. And whenever he gets like nervous or angry, he runs and needs to hug her for a little bit, and it gives him like he, right away he feels better. And these stories that you see on the front lines where these soldiers are finding these kittens and these pets, and they're and you're seeing the love and going both ways, because it's really an emotional care, because when you're out there in the middle of nowhere and you're both lives, and the only thing you have is that little live animal right there sitting by, it's just incredible. Also, I want to just say out there to our chat, we have a lot of people here that just like ourselves, that love and have incredible great ideas. Please reach out to our Proton. Jay, if you could put on our what's it called, email, lev@proton.me. If any ideas, like I know some of you had, I saw some great ideas about maybe we could, there's some organizations that we could get some of those pets out of there and to other countries, or any ideas you guys have, post them. I know Jay will definitely will be more than happy to pass them on and help us organize, because like I said, this, we're just getting started. Alexander, the good part about it is Alexander is not new to this. He's been helping pets, animals, just like he's been helping human beings since the war has started. So we have a good base, we have a good start, and we found the group where we're going to partner up with. What we're going to do, it's basically a group in the middle of nowhere that have thousands of dogs and cats and other animals, and people that really love and care for them, and in the middle of nowhere. So we're gonna take this project on. This is going to be the Voice from Ukraine family project for all of you here out there. Together, we're going to do it. Alexander has already delivered food and all kinds of immediate aid that were requested by these people. But we're going to, do more. So we're going to do a special probably once every week, once every 2 weeks, as much as we can, until we get to a point where we're doing it nonstop. Also have something reporting to you and showing you the progressions we're doing with the pets. And remember, we say dogs, but it's not just the dogs. It's thousands of kittens and cats. There's squirrels. There's bunny rabbits on this. Ami and Alex are talking. You might hear that's Princess Peach in the background. She's having she's very upset today because Bobby Brown had to go for his annual dog visit. I mean, doctor's visit, so she can't handle it by herself at home when he's gone. I apologize. Let me close the door because she's getting too loud. What's up? Princess. Good girl. Sorry about that. Princess Peach, she's like on point, it's like she feels we're talking about that I mentioned her. But anyway, folks, I want to thank all of you for joining us today. I know we've been trying to come live for the past couple of days, but Alexander, not only because of the attacks and the driving, he's been going through a lot of things. I want to just first of all, in advance, already say thank you to each and every one of you that are helping us, that are with the, not only with the platform, but also with some of these projects that we do, not only from helping the soldiers, the people, but now this is going to be a special deer. And that's right, Blues Above, there's horses, cows, pigs, all kinds of animals there. So when we say dogs, we're really saying animals. The majority is, a lot of dogs and cats, but all kinds of, and yes, and goats. There's because right now during the war they're all getting, and hopefully we could build some fences, some overhead, and give them a place where they could have some sort of a home and some sort of a place to be. The most important thing, folks, is what we're looking into right now. Alexander told me the number one thing that they're talking about, food is great, the support to be able to get veterinarian aid is extremely important, but the number one thing that they said to us, and I'm going to repeat, and is going to be our call and cry that we need to do, is we need to make sure that we are prepared, that we could give as many of these animals a facility by the winter time, to be able to be safe, because when the winter time comes, I cannot tell you, and I don't want to tell you the horror stories that we've been hearing, and the pictures and the videos of what takes place when these pets are left in the middle of the winter outside. So please, yes, guys, lions too. We've had a lion also in one of these facilities. So there's all when we say animals, we mean it. Birds, all kind of animals that are coming because we don't what's it called we take them all in. So I just wanted to let you know. So I wanted to thank all of you in advance. Please go to the gifts. Go give whatever you can. I know there's just so much anybody could do, but these animals need our support also, and we are going to help them. Alexander, my brother, take us home.
I want to thank everybody for standing with Ukraine. Humans, dogs, cats, any animal, any human being, it's alive. It's a God's creation. And there were some pictures that I was gonna post, but I was gonna post the video probably later, and you will see. I made a recording of that, and it's just body bags, nothing but body bags. And I scrolled through all the hot channels on the internet worldwide, and the only thing I saw is a building that was burning. They didn't show the shahed that they had a bus full of people, and people just lying on the floor covered with blood. They didn't show all these things, and the bus stop next to the bus stop just body bags, the van full of body. They didn't show that. Not a single one of them that talks about this terror. And it's sad. It's sad that the only way to get this message across is through platforms like this. Is that we have to take it into our own hands to let the world know what's going on. But no matter how much information we have, might sound like a broken record, but without you, all that information is useless. Because unless you send it to five of your friends and ask them to send it to five of their friends, and so on, it won't stop. And the world every country, the people will wake up, and all these dealings that's going on behind the table, under the table, and how people be manipulated and don't care for. In some countries, use like a meat. They make money on human beings. I mean, on this war. But that's not special. We'll talk about that some other time. So people have to wake up, and the only way that happens, if what you hear on this channel, you won't hear anywhere else because nobody will talk about it, and then people will hear it. But you have to repost. I beg of you, repost it to as many people as you can. Ask as many friends as you have to repost it as well, and we will see the light. We will see the change. You believe me. If you build it, they will come. The salvation will come. The freedom will stay, and we can express ourselves. So I want to thank you all. Thank you for standing with Ukraine. It matters so much to every one of us here. And thank you for all your help, for all your donation. God bless you all. Alex from Kiev. Slava Ukraini. Love you all.
Get Geruim Slava, Alex, and we love you. And just a shout out to Jason Smart. He just joined the chat. Jay, I'm going to give you a call later. We're going to be doing a special, folks, with Jason Smart and Olga and some other people talking about what really is going down in Ukraine, Russia, North Korea, how all of this intertwines together, what's happening right now between China and all of everything else in place. So we're going to put together that. We'll do that special sometime, hopefully either this week or next week. But shout out to all the incredible independent journalists out there that are helping keep a voice on Ukraine. So more and more people, like Alexander said, the number one thing each and every one of you could do is spread this and to make sure that we get more and more people to know what's going on. And with that, I want to say God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for all of you, for all your help, all your support. And Slava Ukraini, Geroyam
Heroes
Slava.
Slava.
God bless each and every
Slava
one of
Ukraini.
you. And we will see you next time on Voice from Ukraine. Stay safe, please.
This is Alex, voice from Ukraine in Kiev.
I want to thank the community and everybody who participated, who donated, who helped the disabled, the people that were freezing in the winter, as we had a very, very tough winter, and we did help a lot of people. I want to thank you. Unfortunately, during this winter, with all the attacks and everything, a lot of infrastructure got damaged. A lot of areas in pre-front zones where people are still staying. They're having shortages of water and so on. Right now, it's not as critical, but within a month, the anticipation is it's going to be 30 Celsius temperatures and higher in Ukraine. And anybody, especially statistics says the people over 40, they need to maintain hygiene at least once a day. And it becomes dangerous, and it worries me because of all the Ebola and other problems that are all over the world. But I don't want it to sparkle in Ukraine and other crises, because there's a lot of children, elderly people, and women that they're going to need to be maintaining hygiene. So that therefore we have developed the package that we're going to put into making for us. $25 package, which approximately for a month will help a person to maintain the hygiene. And we're making a $50 package, which over a month can maintain the family hygiene of three. And this is very important, and I'm looking forward to having help from the platform and from everybody that can. Thank you again. Thank you for standing with Ukraine. Thank you for helping Ukraine. Slava Ukraini. This is Alex, voice from Ukraine. I want to thank everybody for your support for Ukraine, for standing with Ukraine. And we did help a lot of people. But there is one thing we don't talk about, because of course we always put human life first. Always will be. But there is a lot of stranded and displaced animals in Ukraine. When the war started, people were forced to leave their homes, and millions, as you know, left Ukraine, and some of them left animals behind. I've seen personally on my floor, there was a huge cat running around, there was a dog running around, because people was in such a rush, they just left them. And there's a lot of places like that, especially IDPs, the temporarily displaced people. It's almost impossible for them to travel with the dogs. So there is a lot of animals that are stranded, and thanks God there are shelters. There are people that devote their time and their spaces, and they collect these animals and they help. Overnight, millions of dogs and cats were left to wander in ruins, lost, terrified. Far too many did not survive the bitter cold and the relentless hunger. But humanity shone through. Selfless volunteers ventured into destruction to rescue these forgotten souls. They opened their homes and built new shelters from scratch, paying for everything themselves. Today, their personal resources are completely exhausted. They are stretched to the limit and desperately in need of help. Most urgently, they need pet food. Ever since day one of the war, we've done a lot of effort to help those in need. We delivered the dog food to the pre-front areas and so far. So now there is a cry for help again, and the voice from Ukraine is going to react. And we started by delivering food to parents in the ruined cities. Now we are taking dedicated shelters under our wing, and we plan to support as many shelters as we possibly can. But we cannot do this alone. They survived the horrors of war. Now they need to survive tomorrow. So please join us help us save them. Support Voice from Ukraine today. Thank you. God bless you all. Slava Ukraini.